Hi, my name is Camille. This was my third year going to Ecuador, and I had heard the Petersons, who have gone so many years, say so many times, it's really different every year. It's hard to compare one year to the next. And I now have a little bit more experience with that, and it's, this year was very different in, again, I, like Ryan, want to go, do, serve, and you give me a task, I'm a task-oriented person, we will get this done. And God also taught me and reminded me that really I need to rest in Him. I was trying to be the only person who would take care of Ryan so no one else would get sick. And then I didn't get sick until at the very end, but even that, I was like, seriously? Like, how have you been sick this whole time? And I'm so just like frustrated from one day or so, 1.5, 2 days. And it's even been a process coming back, because, you come back and you just expect to not feel good. Susan, actually give her the credit for this, but I get motion sick, very bad. A lot of people did on the trip and the bus ride, but I have to take a lot of Dramamine, and I'm just not myself, which is a bummer, because I think a lot of me is la 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 la, if you've ever met me. And so just not being myself for 24 hours at a time is easy to make it about me and be discouraged, but that's not why I'm there. So being reminded that with what Susan said, if that's the sacrifice I can give, excuse the tears, that's just another part of me. If that's a sacrifice that I can give, knowing when I sign up to go to Ecuador, to be able to be with these people in Ecuador that now I call family. Because only 3 years of seeing them, but it's that much of a connection through the Holy Spirit and through what God is doing, allowing us to come and love them and vice versa. Oh, so extreme. For that, to be able to just have, 4 or 5 out of the days, just to be completely drugged, just to get on and off the bus without ruining everybody else's ride, shall we say. And coming here and realizing that, Camille, if I call you to do that, are you going to have joy? Are you going to still delight in going? Is that a burden? Is that a barrier? Because I give you joy. So allowing that to just be fluid, and as well as me wanting to just do and work and everything, He's teaching me that part of who God is, part of who He shows Himself and relates to us, He shows us that He is rest. He doesn't just call us to rest. And that's a very distinct, very big distinction that He's teaching me. Is it's not, you're going to do work, you're going to do service, and now you're going to do rest. And then, there are times where you need to stop and you need to rest and really, have I been connected to the vine? Have I really stayed fast on God and allow Him to be the one who's commanding and pointing my heart, and what is He growing in me and His desires and things? But rest is throughout. Why? Because God's throughout. So those are the 2 big things He's teaching me. But just to leave you with this also, going and being with the people in Ecuador, again, we don't go and lead the show. We go and we're completely supporting all the missionaries who are there, who they're not even necessarily from that tribe or even cultural group, and they go and they're missionaries to the Waorani people or whatever, Shuar people, whatever it is that they're called to. That's their life. They're coming from a foreign place, and we have a body of believers here, so readily available, so many churches, and that's so great. But there, they don't have that. There, they don't have the encouragement. I know if you've been to an Ecuador Share Night before, you've heard this, but it's so readily available that we can go and ask for prayer, that we can have at least one other believer, just down the street or something, to ask for support and be encouraged, to say, what is truth? What does God say in this situation? Or share your burdens. That's an amazingly big, heavy blessing that I'm sure more people will share more about. But again, we count that as such a normal thing. It's a luxury to them. They don't have that. So for them to latch on to us And even only being there a couple times, for them to give me that familial feeling and that love, the amount of love that they've treated me with and invited me into, even though I haven't been there 10 years like the rest of them, is a completely life-changing experience. So if you want to go, go.